What's up everyone, Sean Count Blaggerth here today with an album review, this time of the 2014 Gorehouse Productions release of Scrotoctomy, From Torture to Putrefaction. Now if you're not familiar with Scrotoctomy, they are a 5-piece brutal death metal band hailing from Mexico. This is my first exposure to these guys, and there's a lot of potential within these 4 tracks. Now, as I said, this is a 4-track EP. It's very short, it's very to the point, and that's something that I like because, well, quite frankly, this would grow tiring after listening to a full 60 minutes of this. What you get with this album is pretty, I don't want to say run-of-the-mill, but it's fairly standard brutal death and slam. There's nothing that's really innovative here. There's nothing that's really mind-blowing on here in the sense of originality. But what you do get is very solid songwriting that's actually not very predictable with the song structure, which is something that I have a big gripe with a lot of brutal death metals and slam, is how predictable it is, where you could tell what part's going to be coming. With these guys, it's not very obvious, and that's something I really like. You get some sick, brutal death metal, very typical for the genre, but still very sick and very enjoyable riffs, with a very good guitar tone, but I do have a gripe with the mix, which I'll get into in a little bit. Awesome bass, great drum work, absolutely phenomenal, and very, very low guttural vocals, and the slams on this album are absolutely destructive. First time I heard the slam in the first song, From Torture to Putrefaction, I almost lost my mind. It was just so utterly crushing. It's just so damn heavy. I'm at a loss for words at how sick that is. And you find yourself getting lost within the slams on this album and just how overbearingly heavy it is. When it comes to the songwriting too, with the faster parts, I really enjoy the riffs. There's something to be said about a band that, in this style, that can play riffs and have them actually be memorable beyond what the slams are. And you find these riffs are actually fairly memorable and almost catchy in a weird sort of sense, even though there's blast beats backing them. Just great, excellent riffs. Bass, it's there, it sounds good, it's not doing anything that's special, but what it's doing is providing just an extra layer to bring forth the crunch in the songwriting, and to me that is sick. Now the drums on here, I'll get into the drum sound, and I don't really have so much gripe with the sound but the mix, but the drum work on here is watertight. There's nothing I would really change about it, especially with the awesome kick drum patterns that he uses during the slams and breakdowns within the songs. The way the kick patterns go is it actually really keeps it interesting. It makes you kind of excited for the next measure, and it does change up, which is very refreshing. So props to the drummer for that. Vocals, very good low guttural growl that's completely unintelligible. There's absolutely nothing you can understand lyrically about this. Not that I have a problem with that, but I'm just saying that's how low it is. So if you have a problem with that, you're not going to like it. I don't have a problem with that, so I'm fine with it. But the only thing is the vocals are kind of one-dimensional. They're just straight low for the whole damn time. And I really wish there was more variation, but I understand that this is what the style is, but I still really wish there was more vocal variation within it. But the patterns are very good. You get some horror movie samples in it, and that's awesome. It just builds up the tension, builds up the atmosphere. It's great. Now, my biggest gripe, and really the only gripe I have with this EP, is the mix. I don't know what the hell is really wrong with it, but there's something that's way too loud, and everything is just really, really muddy. I can't really describe what it is that's loud, but as soon as you hear it, it peaks. And that really bothers me, especially when the double bass kicks in or the blast beats. It just muffles and it makes it not as clear. And not that it really hinders the EP, but it's something that you will notice and I do have a gripe with. But, I mean, other than that, though, this is a very solid EP, showing a lot of promise for this band. This is definitely something I would highly recommend you pick up. I would, if I had to give this a score, I'd give this a solid 8. It's very enjoyable. It's nothing that I will be listening to on a consistent basis, but when I'm in the mood for something that's stupid heavy and just crazy fast, this is definitely it. You can pick this up through Gorehouse Productions. Links will be in the description. It's their Facebook page. You get a very nice digipack version of the album with some very cool artwork. And I just highly recommend that you pick up a copy of this. This is a definite purchase if you're a fan of the style. If you're not, this will not change your mind on it. But definitely give this a chance if you're a fan of the style. So 8 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And as always, keep it metal.